Okay, let's get started. So, good morning, y'all. Today, Division 3C, Division 9E, Division 23 LTGs will be presenting how to be an LTG forum. Let's get started. So let us introduce ourselves first. So first, I am Sophie Yang, and I'm Region 12, Division 3C LTG, and I'm a senior at James E. Taylor High School, and I love dancing and singing.
Hi, I'm Alicia. I am also from Region 12, and I represent Division 9E. I am a senior at Oak Ridge High School, and my current obsession are dinosaurs and canes.
Hi guys, I'm Anna. I'm from Region 8 over Division 23, and I'm also a senior at Garland High School, and I love to swim and play the harp.
Okay, so today's agenda is pretty simple. We're going to be going over the RFL, our newsletters, reports, DCMs, media platforms that you can utilize as an LTG, how to charter clubs and sponsorships, and then committees. So before we go through all of this, we're gonna go over what is an LTG. So basically an LTG is the head administrative officer between the division and the district board. So you are responsible for supporting and growing the clubs within your division and serving as a liaison between the division and the district board. So long story short, you are there to help your club presidents and act as a facilitator.
Okay, so an award that an LTG can get at the end of the year is called the RLF, or Robert F. Lucas Award. So, let me go to the next slide. Okay, so the RLF award is awarded to the outstanding lieutenant governor that shows dedication and hard work throughout their term. So basically, if you just do everything you're supposed to, I guess, during your term as LTG, you can apply for the RLF at the end of the year, and you should be able to get it. And it's really easy, and it's a fun award to get. So this slide has the criteria for what you need to apply for the RLF. So you're gonna need a 3-inch binder, some tab dividers, and sticky notes. This year, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be online because I don't know if we're allowed to like deal with stuff right now. Last year it was online, so I'm not sure how it will be in the future, but just everything you do as an LTG, all your minutes that you do from your meetings, all your newsletters and everything, just have a digital copy and start printing them out too to put them in your binder. So in order to get the RLF award, you have to accumulate 1,000 points to qualify. So Sophie earlier just opened the rubric for the RLF award that you can download from the Texas Oklahoma Key Club website. And information that needs to be included in the RLF are like your personal statement, basically just something that summarizes your whole term, newsletters, your contacts with your club, so any like screenshots or emails that you have with your clubs, dues, so your membership from your clubs and like how much your club has grown or the clubs within your division have grown, monthly reports, which are what you turn into the district governor, and basically just everything that you have done as your term, in your term as LTG, you'll just be putting it into this RLF folder.
Okay, next, I'm going to talk about newsletters and reports. So first of all, newsletters, the purpose of the newsletters are to organize, inform, and then remind the clubs every month. And then this is to promote the Key Club voice, quotes, logos, and partners, and to, like I said, update the clubs under your division. So the requirements when creating the newsletters and submitting is that you have to follow the rubric provided by the district editor and the Key Club brand guide. So for the Key Club brand guide, 90% of your newsletters must follow the Key Club brand guide, and the 10% could be on you. And every 25th of the month, you have to send the newsletters to the district editor, and they will be scoring and looking over. And then out of the 10-point scale, they'll be scoring and giving feedbacks to you guys before the 30th of the month. And once you get it and edit whatever you need to, you'll send the finalized newsletter to the clubs by the 30th of the month. And this is my example. So this was my newsletter for August updates. So like you see, I have like table contents, letter from me, and then role of an LTG, reminders to my clubs. And then what are the most important things, like the DCM and PCM updates, and then minutes, and like the important events going on, and like the updates from the district, and like you see, like K-Family and Kiwanis, and then partners. And then I have like those contact information. Okay, next, reports. What the report is that like every 5th of the month, you'll be, by the 5th of every month, you'll be sending a monthly report to the district governor. This is a way for the district to see like how our current situation for our division is and how the communication, volunteering is going so far, and if we have any issues or troubles. So every year, depending on the district governor, the way of turning it in would change. But for this year, we are currently using Google Form. And on the Google Form, the example questions are like attach your newsletter, attach your service tracking sheet, if any, attach your club visit sheets, and attach DCM, PCM minutes or agenda, and then how the division of project is going, and how regional and Kiwani's communication is going, and then like the committee, we're going to talk about it later, but what our committee has accomplished and how you have contributed, and if you have any concerns or questions. Okay, next.
So I'll be talking about DCMs. So DCMs is the acronym for Divisional Council Meetings, and they serve to update, educate, and train your key club officers and members within your division. And you're basically just talking about anything new that has happened within your division or otherwise any news that's coming from the TO district board. So these are typically like maximum like 45-minute long meetings, and they can be done in person or via Zoom. Sophie, if you can click the example DCM presentation. So this is my DCM presentation that I used for August, and basically I just share my screen like Sophie is right now and just go through the slides. At the beginning of the slide, you saw a QR code. So I let my members scan that QR code to sign in for attendance. That way both I and them can get credit for having the DCM. So as you can see, I just talked about a bunch of updates, and I promoted my social media platforms that I utilize, which we will be going over later in this presentation. But yeah, it's basically whatever you want to include that's relevant to your division or otherwise that is required to be promoted by the district. So yeah, and if you can go back and click the minutes, Sophie. So in order to also have proof that you had this DCM, you need to write down the minutes, and you can either do it yourself or you can have someone else write them for you. For me, I do them myself, but as you can see, if Sophie just scrolled through them, I have the attendant or the people who attended, and then a general like overview of the agenda. And then if you scroll down, then I have the actual minutes as to what I discussed and who commented on something, and I just include all the links in there. It's pretty broad. It doesn't really require any secretary background knowledge. So yeah, I just put the time that I started and then the time that I finished, and then just wrote down any notes that I mentioned. So yeah. And then if you click that one and go to page 14, there's another sample agenda that you can go off of. I don't use it personally, but especially if you're starting LTG into your first year, I suggest that you do go with this one as like a general basis to go off of.
Okay, so another thing LTGs have to do are have monthly emails. So basically, on top of a DCM, you're going to need monthly email updates. So basically, you're going to send out an update every month to all your clubs in your division. So this is a sample monthly email that I send out every month. So this was for August. Basically, I just give like a summary of like what I want to tell my clubs, how to contact me, And then I just do like a meet in LTG since this was for August. People were starting school. And then you can put your divisional contact. I put the link to my group me, which is how I contact my divisions. And then this month, our district governor needed to send out her governor's greeting. So I just included that in my monthly email, just so that everything's in one place. And then I attach my newsletters in my monthly updates. And then I also include the district editor's newsletters and emails. And then monthly divisional meetings. I attach all my minutes into this. So if anyone didn't come to my DCMs, they can click on the agenda and presentation and look through it. And then monthly reminders, basically to remind secretaries and editors to turn in their monthly reports. And then district projects, so basically governor's project, district project, and then our divisional project. And then lastly, it's just the contact information of everyone. So basically this email is just everything that all my clubs need to know in one email. I send it to all the clubs, all the advisors, all my Kiwanis, just basically everyone that needs to know things about our division. So the next is media platforms. So I just wanted to go over things or social media platforms that you're probably going to use if you're an LTG. So MailChimp, as you can see, what we just clicked on was a MailChimp email. So basically MailChimp is just like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a mailing campaign website where you can just make an email and it just mass sends it to everyone and people can choose to subscribe or unsubscribe from it. Websites, I personally don't have a website for my division, but I know Alicia does, I believe. So you can use a website where you just send your clubs the link and they can just get all the information off your website. GroupMe, that's what I use for my clubs. I'm sure a lot of your schools use GroupMe. I think it's the most effective because you can make polls and like create calendar events and stuff. And then social medias, you can use any social media you want. Most LTGs use Instagram. So yeah, that's basically the 4 main social media platforms.
Okay, next I'm going to talk about how to charter clubs and sponsorships. So there are 5 steps in chartering clubs. So first of all, you have to get the approval from the school, and then you have to find sponsoring Kiwanis Club and advisor, and then you have to find a faculty advisor from your school. And then after you do that, you have to communicate the responsibilities and how you're going to operate your club with your Kiwanis advisor and faculty advisor. But there's a requirement before you charter. There must be at least 15 members before it could start chartering. And then next, most important part, you have to start funding to pay to the 2 charter clubs. So first of all, if you're a brand new key club that's trying to charter, with the banner, you'll be paying $600. Without the banner, you'll be paying $400. And then these are paid the first year. And then if you're rechartering, after your club has not paid you for for a reason, fee with the banner would be $100. Without the banner, it would be $100. And then use fees are required. And then if you're rechartering after 5 years, it would be the same exact as if you're you are chartering as a new club. And then after you do that, you have to apply. So you will be mailing the forms and fees to the Kiwanis International, and the form could be found on Key Club website. And then sponsorship. So all the LTGs are required to collect total of $600 of sponsorship before winter board meeting for the LED con. So basically what you are going to be doing is that you're going to look around, go around and ask for anyone who's willing to sponsor for our Key Club organization. And when you are doing this, you should be telling the purpose of the money, like where it goes, and then you should be dressing professionally so they know, they take it seriously, and they know that it is a organization that actually does important things. And then even if you don't get the money from them, you should send a follow-up email thanking them, because who knows, they might start reconsidering and they might maybe sponsor you next year. So next one, bring the sponsorship form when you are coming around. So this is how the form looks like. Basically, you have the name of the person, name of yourself, and the name of the purchaser, and then like how much they're gonna pay and things like that. Okay.
So another thing that LTGs do, or they are part of, our committees. So next slide, please. So a committee is a group of people working together towards a common goal or task. In the committee, you have a person who's in charge, and they are referred to as the chairperson. And the chairperson is typically another LTG on the board. And along with the chairperson, you have 2 staff members that serve as your ex officios, and then at least 2 regional advisors, or otherwise your district administrators. On the TO board, we have 10 committees, which I'll be going over. So next slide, please. So the first 2 committees are REC and Contest Awards. So REC stands for Regulations, Elections, and Credentials. And the purpose of this committee is to interpret and study the district bylaws and codes. And they're also there to amend them, and they also enforce Parley Pro. Contests and awards, they promote contests, and they try to increase club participation by amending the codes of contests and awards. That way it's easier to understand, and it adapts to what's going on in the current school year. So especially with this year with COVID-19, they're trying to make it easier for people to participate by making things online. Next is District and Governor's Project. So District Project, their purpose is to promote the project that we are doing for the entire year. So this year's project is Children of the Future, and Anna is actually chairperson for this, if I'm not wrong. And for Governor's Project, the basis of it is pretty similar to District Project, and the project itself is also really similar. This year's project is Bags of Hope, so they also just work to promote and create the criteria for the contest at LEDCon. Next 2 are GPR and EPR. So these are both the committees I am a part of. So GPR stands for General Public Relations, and our job is to basically work the social media accounts that we use. So right now we are mainly utilizing the Instagram account because that's where we have the most followers. So all the posts that you see on there is created by this committee, and similar to GPR for EPR, EPR stands for Events Public Relations. So we also use the TO Key Club Instagram account, but we promote specifically district events. So specific, not including, but limited to, we do Fall Rally and LEDCon, and in this year's case, we also promoted TO Service Safari. I cannot speak, but these 2 committees basically work together in promoting district events and any updates going on within the district. Next one. Membership. So I was a part of this committee last year. This committee works to increase growth within the clubs and district, and to provide resources for our new clubs to recruit and maintain members, especially in the middle of the school year. A lot of clubs, they lose members because of just lack of activity. So this committee works to provide resources to make sure that their members stay. Welcoming committee, they create welcoming activities for members to partake in at LEDCon. So they're the ones who decide what inflatables, activities, and service projects y'all do. And then lastly, the last 2 that we have are the Kiwanis and International Relations, which is basically the connecting bridge between all the K families that we have and the TO district. So they are basically communicating with each of the branches of the K family and serving as a liaison. And our last committee is the COVID-19 committee, and it's a special committee that we had just established this year. And their purpose is to create virtual service activities that allow clubs to fundraise and recruit members online or safely during the COVID-19 pandemic. So they're also thinking of ways to pay dues and volunteer safely, as well as like conversion ratios for hours, like specifically for my division. All of my things have been done online, but a lot of them are like materialistic things. So I create conversion ratios. So like if we're doing bags of hope, 1 bag equals 3 hours as an example. So yeah.
Okay, so here's our website. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have already checked it out, but if any extra information that you guys need for your officers, or if you do choose to become an LTG, you can find it probably on the TO website. And then here's our district Instagram. We will post, this is our main source of, I guess, mass communication. Everything, any updates that happen in our district will go on our Instagram. And if it's on our Instagram, your LTG in your division will probably send it out to you. Before we go to questions, we have some vacant positions right now this year for LTGs. So if anyone is actually interested in becoming an LTG this year, just let us know and we can contact our district governor and you guys can fill out an application and maybe get appointed to one of the vacant positions. So now, does anyone have any questions? We'll answer them.
I have a question. So I wasn't really here for the beginning of the meeting because I was at the other forum for the present forum. So I don't know if you guys went over this or not. When would we start applying to be LTG, and like how would the application process go?
Okay, so Tyler, I'll answer your question since you're from my division. So typically we start like asking people to become like what's the word? LTG for the next year in like December, and that's also when elections for the new LTG start. So December and January, because LTG training is usually held at the end of February / the beginning of March. So within the next few months, specifically to Tyler, I will be contacting you about this. So yeah, but the process typically starts between those months. So yeah. And then the questions in the chat, you can't become an LTG and an officer at the same time. No, yeah, you can't do that because that's going to be a lot of work for one. Like it's a lot of work to be an LTG. And it's also kind of like taking up another position that someone else could potentially have. So it's good to have LTG just as one. Next question. If you became an LTG this year, would you stop being an officer for your home club this year? Yes. Yes. So if you become LTG this year, you would have to look for someone to take your position as officer at the same time. So it can be either another officer who had a different position and then you can just like switch, or someone who, if you had elections, then the runner-up that didn't win the position that they wanted. So that's entirely up to you, but yes, you do have to find someone to replace your position as an officer if you want to be an LTG. And then what is the process of going from LTG to district board? So basically, if you, as in district staff, is what you're asking? Yes, no? I'm gonna assume that yes. Okay, yes. So going from LTG to district board is basically, if you're interested in district board or a district staff, as soon as you realize that you want to become a district staff member, I would suggest that you communicate with that specific district staff member as much as you can and just get advice from them and have some pointers. We do elections for, is it elections? Yes, elections at LEDCon for the district staff position. So then that's when you get appointed as one. If you are an LTG going directly to district staff, then you would still attend the LTG training in February / the beginning of March. And then if you win the elections at LEDCon, then you would get that position, and then the division that you held would become vacant. And then, do y'all want to add anything to that? Anna, Sophie? No? Okay. So next one, I just became an LTG like yesterday. Do you guys have any pointers on what I should start off with? So first off, congratulations on becoming LTG. We're so excited to work with you. Any pointers, y'all? Do y'all have anything?
I would say just do like a little bit every day because it can get really overwhelming really fast. So I would say like spend an hour every day or an hour to 2 hours every other day just doing a little bit of LTG stuff so that you don't wait till like the end of the month because monthly reports are due at the end of the month. And if you wait until the last day to like do your newsletters, do your monthly reports, send out your emails, it can get really overwhelming. So I would say just space everything out and just do things slowly.
Also, like for the newsletters and DCM and PCMs, I had the same problem. Like this is my first year as an LTG, so I wasn't like really sure about what to include. If you're really curious about that, you could like really contact all the LTGs because they're really like friendly, so they would help you. So just ask like, I'm not sure what information to add in, and then we'll try to help.
So yeah, like what Sophie said, you take advantage of, okay, don't take advantage of them, but like talk to the other district board members, especially your fellow LTGs, because I promise you that every single person on the board is the most friendliest person ever, and they are there to help you. You are all working together towards the same common goal. You are all representing a division, a region of your area. So they're there to help you out, as the same goes for you to them. And yeah, like your fellow LTGs and your district staff members are going to become your best friends. So I do suggest that you talk to them, especially if you're really new. And if you want me to, I can also share with you like my LTG resources folder that I have. That way, I usually share it with people who are new to the board. That way, they have some general idea of like what to do, like what to go off of, and then usually after looking at that, then they have a basic idea as to what to do. Are there any other questions?
Regarding like the statement you said about like you were able to become an LTG this year, how would that work if you like don't live in the area where all those high school like key clubs are?
So, one of we already have a few LTGs that are representing a division that they don't live in. So Anna, I think that's you. Anna, do you want to answer that question then?
Yeah. Okay. So I live in Garland, Texas, which is like the Dallas area, but the division that I'm over is the Waco area. So I basically just have all my things, like meetings and everything, online. So everything, all my communication is done online. So there's a thing we have to do with club visits. So you have to visit each club in your division one time a term. But since I'm online, I can have all my club visits online through Zoom. And as long as you screenshot your attendance to those attendance to the club visits and everything, the governor is completely understandable. So if you're not in your division, it's okay. Everything you do is online. So it's totally possible. Especially now, if you guys do choose to be an LTG this year, it would be over a vacant position, which probably will not be in your region. And if you do end up becoming an LTG, just talk to me and I'll just help you out because I've been doing this for 2 years now and I haven't been in my own division. So it can be hard at first because it's harder not to like be able to go in person and talk to your clubs, and it can get frustrating because they will not answer you. But if you keep bugging them, it'll be okay. Does anyone have any other questions?
Is everyone good? How's everyone doing? We have more people in this now than we started with, so how are y'all doing?
Doing pretty good. Kind of tired because everyone had to wake up early for the meetings, but yeah.
Yeah,
I actually have a question. How do you think the switch was, like school wise, personal life wise, when you became LTG? Like, how much of a change was it to your life?
so for me, so this is my second year as LTG, so now since it's my second year, I understand how to like balance school and my social life and key club stuff. But I'm just gonna be straight up with y'all. My first term, okay, so I was appointed late. I was appointed late with Anna. So we became LTGs the week before school started in August last year. And I'm just gonna tell y'all, I cried. It was a really hard transition because I didn't know what I was doing, and because I didn't want to talk to people. And it was the beginning of junior year for me. And a lot of people say that junior year is your hardest year. So I was struggling to balance the two things, so school and Key Club at the same time. But I think with y'all, if you are going to be appointed like now, because you have this forum, which I think or I hope was helpful, and if you are officially appointed in like February, no, yes, if you're appointed in February, if you attend LTG training in February, you're appointed at LEDCon. I'm sorry. You get more help there. You have more time to prepare, and then you also have the summer to prepare to become LTG. So I think that if you just really utilize the free time that you have and just like incorporate Key Club into your schedule like gradually, then you'll be fine. Like you won't be thrown into like an abyss of like cluelessness. Like we're here to help you. So it's gonna be stressful as LTG. Like the position that you are all interested in, it's not an easy job. It's gonna be stressful. You're gonna have those days where you're gonna want to quit, but it's okay. You'll get through it. You have a lot of people here to support you, and it's going to be fine in the end. Like it's totally worth it. Like meeting all these people within the district board and throughout the entire district, it's amazing. Like I honestly think that you are going to enjoy this.
Yeah, so like for me, this is my first year. And like my first newsletter, like I said, it was kind of confusing. So basically I took like 5 hours on it, but then it is getting better as like the month goes, like because I already have the format and health, and I am kind of starting to get understanding like how to balance like right now, because yeah, this is my first year. But then as the month goes, it gets better. So I think especially this year, if you get appointed this year, it shouldn't be as hard as like other years, because especially like club visits and stuff like that, you don't have to like really physically be there. So if you are considering, I think this year would be the good start too.
And then I have someone ask me, how will the election process work for vacant positions this year? So as long as as long as no one else is like running against you, like if you're asking for a specific division, then you'll just be appointed into it. But I think that's really up to District Governor Karina Patel's verdict. So I would ask her about that. Are there any other questions? Yes, no? Yes. So someone from my division actually, she wanted to do both club president and LTG. And she talked to Karina and Kenyon Black, who's our district administrator. And Kenyon said that she had to give up the position, otherwise she could not become LTG. So as much as you want to keep both, you have to drop one to have the other. And trust me, you'll be better off with LTG. What if I am a smaller position? You would still have to drop it because LTG is a lot of work and you can't be a member of both the district board and just a club. So, Anna, Sophie, do you want to say anything to that?
But like, trust me, it'd be hard if you do both at the same time. So it would be better for you to drop one off, for sure.
Yeah, like LTG, like summary of LTG is basically all the officer positions into one. So like, yeah, you're making newsletters, you're doing monthly reports, you're conducting meetings, and so you're doing all the positions, the president, secretary, editor, all that, all into one. Even webmaster if you're using social media. So if you're an officer, you do have to drop it if you're going to be LTG. Are there any other questions? Are we all good? How come there's no separate officer positions within a division? Can you elaborate on your question, please? Or Anna or Sophie, do you want to answer?
I think it's just because I don't think there's okay. So some divisions aren't that active, so like having a separate officer positions per division would kind of I feel like would be like kind of pointless because like for my division, I know I have like 8 schools in my division, but only like 4 of them are active. So I feel like if we had like 6 separate officer positions, a lot of us would literally just be sitting there doing like nothing because I guess it just depends on your division. I feel like I guess for some divisions it might be easier. Like I know for I'm not sure. I think Tisha's over Division 2N or something like that, but it's huge. Like there's like over 200 like members in one of their schools alone. So I feel like for that division it might be easier, but it's just some of some of the divisions just aren't big enough to have separate officer positions.
Also, like my division, okay, I wouldn't say it's big, but I wouldn't say it's small. But I personally think it would be chaotic to have like all the other different positions because LTG, one person like he or she takes care of the whole division, right? If there's several different, then like you be like lack of some information and some would not be, and then honestly it is stressful, but I wouldn't say it's like too much that you can't handle, like one person couldn't handle. So I think it would be more chaotic to have several different positions for one division.
Yeah, so although I did say that I did cry as LTG, the work is definitely doable and you will adjust to it eventually. So it's while it will be a lot, you'll be fine in the end, and everything like everything that's in your job description, it's doable for one person. It just the workload on for each like individual division might vary because of the different activity rates. So yeah. Are there any other questions? My day, I woke up like 30 minutes before this meeting, so I'm still tired, but I'm getting through it. Anna, Sophie.
I slept late last night, so yeah, I didn't mean to, but I looked at the time and it was like 4 a.m. So I'm kind of tired, but it's okay.
Yeah, last night I stayed up playing Among Us because I'm like low key obsessed with that game. So I'm really tired. and I got like my wisdom teeth taken out like a couple days ago, so my mouth is kind of square and swollen. But yeah, I'm not excited to like go back to school on Monday though.
I'm enjoying my 4-day weekend, so.
But you have school on Monday?
I do, because we just had for GISD, we had last week off. It was like our intersession because our 9-week period ended, so I didn't have school last week. So
Oh.
my mind is on vacation mode.
Does anyone else have a 4-day weekend? Tyler, yes. Neither so.
If you guys do become an LTG, at all our board meetings, we always have board bonding and we always play like fun games. So you can play Among Us with us because I think that's the plan for our next meeting.
Yes, we are going to play Among Us at our next board bonding. So that's another thing that I love as LTG. I forgot to mention. Every now and then we have like board bonding Zoom calls, and it's just basically where we update each other about how our lives are going and just mess around. Like it's the time where we just kind of forget about our duties as LTGs and just enjoy ourselves for a little bit. So yeah, and kind of AB schedule.
My
Oh
school
wow,
has an AB block schedule too.
same, mine does too. But I am at school all the time.
Me too. Oh yeah, are you guys in person or online?
I'm online.
Are
Online.
you liking online?
I mean, I feel like I'm more productive in school, but I'm not trying to catch COVID. So, I mean, it's better off to stay at home, you know?
I hate it. The teachers keep swamping me with work.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Like they make us do the lessons outside of class, and it's like, why are we going to class if we don't do the lessons inside of it? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I hate when they like put you in breakout rooms and like no one talks except for you. So like you're just there by yourself and you're just so quiet.
You're kind of just like making your own conversation. It's like it's really awkward.
I feel like online is more exhausted than school itself. I'm doing in person now, but my district, we started off online, so I can agree with that statement. None of my teachers teach anymore. See, that is why I am in person. So yes, I'm scared of COVID, but I cannot learn online. Like I got no work done when we were doing online. So I forced myself to go to school. So yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Like during classes, I sometimes watch like YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no structure.
I'm online. I mean, I'm in person, but basically we're just having online classes in person. Like I'm just sitting in the classroom on my computer in the call with everyone else anyway. But like, I don't know. I feel like I actually like am forced to pay attention in school.
Yeah.
But also my classes are like 3 people, so it's super small.
My classes, there are still like a lot of people in there. So there's no way to social distance, but it's whatever. We're good with it. I'm in person for 2 days both those days. Oh wait, that sucks. They're not even doing the job. Wait, I actually want to see this picture. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry for you.
That too.
Rest in peace to your schedule. Is anyone a senior in here? All 3 of us are seniors, so we're also worried about college apps. You're a sophomore?
I feel like sophomore year is a good time to apply for LTG because then you can be like LTG junior year, and if you wanted to, you can move up to like a district board senior year.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Oh, that's good. So then, yeah. So for like the social media platforms portion of LTG, then you have an idea of, as to what to do. So that's good.
But by the way, these are our contact info if you have any questions after the meeting ends.
Sophie, do you want to open the agenda? That way they have the code for the main Zoom. You're club secretary? Okay, so good. You know how to take minutes, assuming. Because I had to teach myself how to take minutes.
So here's the code for the main Zoom after this ends.
So are there any other questions? Anything else that y'all want to talk about?
Oh, also, if you're LTG, you get these like red polos. I don't know if you can see.
You get these?
Yeah.
If you're a girl, chances are they're gonna be really oversized. Like the sleeves are literally to my elbows. And then yeah, you get a badge. Hopefully they spell your name right.
Yeah, they spelled my name wrong last year. So my last year back.
And then you also get a plaque
I have that.
for being LTG. And then if you're in the top 5 LTGs at the end of the year, we should have included this in our slides. But if you're in the top 5, you also get a separate plaque that has top 5 on it.
Get the RLF plaque because I got it last year. So there's the.
What if I slide into your emails and drop an Among Us code one day? I will play with you.
I will play with you.
No kidding. I will play. So please drop that code. I will play. But yeah, those are a few things that you get as an LTG. This year we also got like a little, oh, mine just broke. A little pin that says LTG on it. So you can put it on your polo or your Letterman jacket if you have one.
What it says?
Yeah?
I didn't actually read it.
Yeah, I keep my pins on here, even though they keep falling off. But yeah. Oh my gosh, mine keeps breaking.
Are we good?
We all good? Everyone's good? Was this helpful, guys? Be honest. Okay, good. Good. Well, congrats to the new appointed LTG. We are really excited to work with you and everyone else who is working to become LTG. None of us will be here for your term next year, unless if you get appointed as one this year. But I am sure, we are all sure that you will do great as LTG, and you have a lot of people here to help you. You have a bunch of resources, and don't hesitate to ask anyone for help. Like I just said, everyone on the district board is super friendly. They are so kind and they are willing to help you even if they're confused themselves. But it's a process that everyone works to. So everyone is going to work their way up. You got this. I believe in y'all. We believe in y'all that you will do great as LTG. And if you become district staff in the upcoming years, I'm sure y'all will do great at that as well.